girlies, welcome back. It's your girl Katie here, and today's video is going to be a review video. I'm going to be reviewing the Colourpop Tinkerbell collection here. This isn't the full collection, but I did pick up the products that I was the most interested in. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. So let's just go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so like I said, I didn't pick up the whole collection, but I did pick up, of course, the palette. And man, do I love the packaging on this. Just look how cute that is. Now, when I was younger, Tinkerbell was definitely one of my favorite characters. I loved, of course, Peter Pan, but I really loved the Tinkerbell movies. So when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to pick this one up. So here is what the palette looks like. Very green, and then it has some neutrals in it and a pop of like purple there. So, very cute little palette. Is this anything super unique? No, but I mean, just for the packaging alone, yeah. I think the packaging is what makes it unique, not necessarily the color story. Anyway, so I picked this up, and I think the palettes were around $16 for this. And then I picked up a blush. They released a blush in the collection. This is called Magical Moon. There's what it looks like. I'm not going to swatch it because I will be trying everything out today. And the blush was $9. And then they have a highlighter, which I'm hoping is not too dark for me, because it's hard to tell, you know, from the pictures online. I don't think it is, but we'll see. But same packaging as the blush, and then there's the actual shade. So the highlighter was also $9, and the last thing I picked up was the lip duo, and this cost about $16. Kind of same packaging as like the palette, but she's sitting. It's very cute. I wish the bottles looked like that. So I picked up two shades because that was all they had, I believe, and one is, the shade is Tinkerbell. And the other shade is called Clap If You Believe. And these are supposed to be glossy lip stains. I've never tried their stains before, their glossy lip stains, so I am curious to try those out. Alright, so that's everything that I picked up in the collection. I think they had some potted eyeshadows and some eyeliners. I just wasn't interested in those, so I didn't pick those up. So that's everything that I got. So now I'm just going to go ahead and try everything on my face and give you guys my thoughts on the products. Alright, so I went ahead and zoomed you guys in. So I think the first thing I'm going to try is, of course, the blush. It is kind of like that cream blush. I just grabbed a little brush. I'm just going to dip it in there, pick some of it up. Definitely not as like bright, because it looked kind of bright in the pan, so I was kind of concerned, but it seems to be a blush that you can just build up and it doesn't come off like super bright. I think that's actually really pretty. And the brush does seem to be picking it up fairly well. And it doesn't seem to have like any glitter in it, or at least not that I can see, so that's good, because I don't typically like blushes that have glitter in it. Sometimes, I mean, I don't mind a little bit of a glowy blush, but predominantly I prefer mattes. Alright, so blush is on. I think it's a very nice color. Didn't have any problems putting it on. Like I said, I could build it up, or I could keep it pretty sheer if I wanted to, so I like that option. Because if you're someone that doesn't like a lot of blush on your face, like I said, you can build it up to like this, or you could have had it a lot lighter. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with the highlighter. Again, it's the same texture as kind of like their creamy formula. So just going to go in with the brush. And if I can't get it to work very well with the brush, then I'm going to go in with my fingers. Because sometimes some of their highlighters I've had to do that. Alright, so I am having to go in with my fingertip because it isn't being picked up from the brush very well. I wonder if a sponge would probably pick it up better. So I may try that the next time I use this. I don't have a wet sponge next to me, and I don't really want to get up and get one. It is pretty glowy, like definitely. I think it's almost like a smidge too dark, or maybe I just went in a little too heavy-handed. I feel like I can see like a little bit of a streak, but not too bad. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with this one. I do like Colourpop's highlighters, but sometimes they are kind of more difficult to apply, at least in my opinion. I feel like brushes don't work very well. You either have to use your fingertip or, like I said, a sponge. But it is very pretty. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to the palette. I am noticing, though, from the packaging, although I absolutely love the artwork, it does have, like, glitter on it, and the glitter is, like, every time I grab it, I have glitter on my hands, so I'm not a fan of that, but like I said, the artwork is beautiful. Alright, so I think I'm going to go into this shade over here, which is Second Star, and kind of use that as my transition shade. Alright, so that shade's on. You probably can't tell because it is very similar to my skin tone. So now I'm going to go into Big Magic, which is this purplish shade over here, and kind of lightly blend that out as well on my crease. Now I'm going to go into the shade Sleep over here, this green, and kind of buff that out on the crease now as well. That shade reminds me of Tinkerbell. It's very nice green. It's a very nice green, and it's blending out pretty well, and it's pretty pigmented. I have had to go in a couple of times to build it up to this, but nothing too bad. Alright, now I'm going to go into the shade Awake and kind of deepen up the outer corners a bit with just a smaller brush. Alright, that one is on. Very pigmented. Didn't have any problems with it at all. Blended out pretty easily. Alright, so now I'm going to go into the shade called Small Fairy. I love gold shades, and I want to test it out and see if it's a good gold shade. They do have some really pretty other options here. This one over here called Pixie Dust, this green, it looks really pretty. And then this one called Tink is also an interesting shade. So, but I am just going to go with the gold. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. It's a very pretty gold shade. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my eyes off camera, do my mascara, eyeliner, and all that good stuff. And then I'll be back to try out one of the lip stains. Alright, so eyes are all done, so now I'm just going to try out the last product, or two products. I'm only going to try one of them, of course, today, but I'm trying to decide which one I want to use. I think I'm going to lean towards this one, which is called Tinkerbell. So, like I said, I've never tried out their lip stain formula, so I'm not really sure what to expect, but here goes nothing. Maybe I should swatch them. That one's definitely more pinky. I'm just going to swatch them real quick just to help me choose. So here they are swatched. I still think I might go for the pinkier one, even though it doesn't look like it'll match the best. That's okay. I want to try it out. Alright, so going in with Tinkerbell. Super, super like lightweight feeling. The only thing that I have kind of going against it is it does have glitter in it. But it's really fine glitter, so I can't feel it, but you can definitely tell my lips are more on the shinier side. It is drying down though. So I'm just going to give that a minute to dry, then I'll kind of tell my final thoughts on that. Alright, so while I'm waiting for this to dry, still not quite dry yet, I am just going to go run through everything and tell you guys my final thoughts on all the products. So starting off with the palette. I do really like the palette, and I'd say this is probably one of my favorite items out of this collection. Is this anything super different than what they've already done. No, I mean, I'm sure I can find several of these shades in my collection, but it is, I don't know, I think for me personally, it's more of a collector's item because the packaging is super unique. I mean, I don't have anything that is Tinkerbell theme in my collection. So I think that's really the selling point for me personally. But having said that, the palette is really good. I mean, if you don't have anything with this, you know, color story in it, I think it's definitely worth picking up. It is only $16. The thing that I did notice about the shimmers, or at least this one right here, I did go ahead and put this, what is it called, pixie dust in the inner corner of my eye just because I wanted to kind of like pop a green. I will say that it's like a super, super soft formula. So when I was just using just like a little flat brush to dip in, it was kind of like, I don't know. I was making big dips in it because it was like so soft that it didn't take much to like pick up a ton. So I'm curious as to if it's going to start falling apart because it's so soft. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I'll have to be more gentle with it. But other than that, everything's really pigmented. The mattes worked out really well. I really did like this Awake shade over here to deepen up the corners. I think it made it look kind of smoky, and I don't know, I think it looks really pretty. So I really like the palette. I think the palette so far is definitely worth picking up. The blush and the highlighter, I do really like the blush. I think the blush is a really pretty shade, and it did go on very well. Like I said, it's not super, super pigmented, but it's enough to where I can build it up however I like. The highlighter, I think I could have passed on. It's not bad, but I think it's like a smidge too dark because I can kind of see it just laying on my skin there. Just the shade-wise, it kind of looks more like a, what would you call this? Kind of like almost a bronzy shade, almost, or tannish shade. I don't know how to describe it, but I can just kind of see it on my face. It is super pretty and it is blinding. I just didn't like how hard I had to work to get it to show up. I really prefer just products that I can pick up with a brush and just place it on my face where I want it. You can pick it up with your fingertips, but I feel like that just kind of gives it too harsh of an application. Maybe that's why it's showing up so well. The color of it is because I had to use my fingertips. I'll try using a sponge with it next time. Maybe that'll work better, but so far this product wasn't really worth it for me. The lip stain is still not dried, so I don't know if it's going to completely dry down. I've never used lip stain, so I don't know if I'm supposed to wipe some of it off and it's going to be stained on my lips. I don't know how that works. I like the color a lot, and I'm sure I'm going to like the other color as well. I kind of wish it didn't have the sparkles in it. I didn't realize it had sparkles in it. But it's not bad. It's not horrible. So yeah, for me personally, I think the palette is worth picking up. I think the blush is worth picking up. I think they actually had a different shade of a blush, but I only picked this one because it would work for me. I think they had a darker blush, probably for darker skin tones. So I'd say those two are worth picking up. And the lip products, I don't think are worth picking up, honestly. Just for my personal opinion and my taste, I don't like sparkles. I wouldn't have picked these up if I'd known that there were sparkles in them, honestly. It is a really pretty shade, but yeah. Just not a big sparkle on the lips fan, unless it's like a gloss, but this is, I wouldn't call this a gloss. But yeah, that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you like seeing these types of videos, and also let me know down in the comments what you thought of the collection. Did you guys pick up anything from the Tinkerbell collection? And let me know down below. I love chatting with you guys down there. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!